Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon lined up by JK. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video and making the video happen, of course, with another great selection. And this is what JK called, let's see, there's usually some kind of theme around the marathons, but sometimes not. But this one actually he wrote by popular demand, the Jimmy WEBB Marathon Part 2. So here we go with Part 2. And of course it's just, you know, songs that he wrote and composed and they are interpreted by other artists. So let's name those artists real quick and then we'll get to the music. Super excited because the first one was indeed amazing. Like everything you guys, you guys request, like literally, like it's hard to be a critic when everything is so good, you know, and I'm not trying to be a critic, but I would be. If something sucks, then I would be completely honest and say, this doesn't sound good, you know? But it's just not the case on this channel. I don't know. There's no bad music on this channel, which is really cool. I mean, there's some, you know, sometimes there's some, you know, situations where I've said, you know, I wouldn't listen to this. And maybe I've changed my mind, you know, with stuff like Vandergraaf Generator. Alexia and I were completely turned off when we heard that. And now we listen to the same song. It's like, it actually makes sense. I guess sometimes you're not ready for certain things, you know? So, okay. So, so thanks again, JK, for sponsoring this. The first song, we got two repeats here, not repeats, like, but two bands, doing two songs, not repeats. So of course I haven't heard any of these songs. Oh, another Art Garfunkel. Loving it. But well, we're gonna start with The Fifth Dimension, Up, Up and Away, from that same titled album. This is 1967. This is the first track. Then we're gonna do Glen Campbell, which I did last time as well. This is Galveston, or Galveston. I think it's Galveston. Glen Campbell. And even that I was mispronouncing. Actually, Alexa's going to make a video of every band that I've ever mispronounced. It was going to be a long video, but we said, let's wait for it. So Glenn here, this is from the Capitol. I just chose the best of. This is 1965 to 1977. That's the only version I could find. Then the band Brooklyn Bridge. I think I did this last time as well. This is from Brooklyn Bridge, album 68. And this is the song Worst That Could Happen. And then Art Garfunkel, Crying in My Sleep, from the album Watermark, 1977. I love Art Garfunkel's hair. I love it. I wish I had hair like that. And then The Fifth Dimension is The Girl Song from Magic Garden, 1967. So this is gonna be super cool. It's a 60s and 70s marathon. And, you know, Glenn is in, I'm sorry, Jimmy WEBB Glenn. I did do Glen Campbell solos, all his best, so not his all of it, his best solos, but like a 10-minute compilation of one of his best solos. If you want to check that out, it's out there. It was inspired by this marathon, the first marathon, that's the first Jimmy WEBB Marathon Part 1. This is Part 2. All right, without further ado, I'll be right back and let's get into the music. Alrighty then, and here we are with Up, Up and Away. Thank you so much everyone for being here, you know, for liking, for subscribing to our channel, for your comments, for your kind words, for everything you guys do. You guys are the best. You guys are like real friends, you know, like this is an amazing community and I wouldn't even know how to live without it now, like, because it's it's become part of my, just my life to go in the comment section and look and, and answer and, have friends, that I really don't know that well, but you get to know yourself. You get to know each other in the comment section, and it's a really nice and positive community. So thank you for that. I wanted to thank you just real quick. So here we go, and up, up, and away. Let's go.
Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? We could float among the stars together, you and I. For we can fly up and away, my beautiful balloon. The world's a nicer place in my beautiful balloon. It wears a nicer face in my beautiful balloon. We can sing a song and sail along the silver sky. Or we can up and away, my beautiful balloon. Suspended under the twilight canopy, we'll search the clouds for a star to guide us.
Wow.
If by some chance you find yourself loving me, we'll find a cloud to hide us. We'll keep the moon beside us. Your love is waiting there in my beautiful balloon. Way up in the air in my beautiful balloon. If you'll hold my hand, we'll chase your dream across the sky. For we can
Wonderful. What can I say to that? First of all, the lyrics are beautiful. Up, up, and it's just so positive. It sounds very happy. It's and then the music, when you listen to it all, the bass, like it's so the orchestration is so beautiful here. And it sounds so good for I don't know if it's a remaster. It sounds crisp, crispy clean, and also technically speaking, from 1967, this sounds way more like it could have been recorded, a lot later, like in the 70s or 80s. It sounds just that well. I guess when orchestration is involved, it just gives it that. I talked about this when we were listening to Days of Future Past. It sounds so up to date because we're so used to orchestras and movies and shows, and everything was being orchestrated, and it sounds very modern. So when I listen to older music with heavy orchestration, it gives it that timeless touch, because it could be from 1800, but it could be from 2023. So it's just wonderful. But this guy was a hell of a writer and composer, I can tell you that. But we saw that again in the first one. But it's just like, what can I say, except like, just smile. So thank you. This is a great band. Fifth Dimension, never have heard of them. I'll go back a little bit.
Up and away, my beautiful balloon.
Man, Even the drumming, beautiful. I don't know if it's maybe if I'm too loud, maybe I should go a little bit like this. I don't want to scream in your ears. But also, I wanted to say cheers. I'm gonna drink some espresso. Oh my god! Alexia just bought a new machine. It's so addictive. But it's better than just drinking regular coffee. It's like you drink one of these, you're good for a couple of hours, you know. So it's doesn't have a lot of caffeine. If you drink a normal coffee at a diner, it's way more caffeinated than this. And oh my god, don't even drink coffee like shops like McDonald's or fast food restaurants. It's so full of caffeine. It's like it's not good. All right. Okay, so Mr. Glen Campbell, I hope that's correct because I said Campbell, but it's Campbell. Galveston or Galveston. I think it's Galveston. Let me know which one is correct, okay? So here we go with that song. They're all very short, so I kind of feel bad pausing them, but I don't want to get in trouble. You know how it goes. But the good thing is you already enjoyed these songs before, so it's not so bad, you know, if we pause them, give it a little bit of, you know, what we think about them as somebody who's listening to this for the first time. That's the whole gist, you know, that's the whole thing. But here we go with Galveston, and I'm sure this is going to blow me away because this guitar player is amazing. So also singer and composer, but here we go.
Galveston, oh Galveston, I still hear your sea winds blowing. I still see her dark eyes glowing. She was 21 when I left Galveston. Galveston, oh Galveston, I still hear your sea waves crashing while I watch the cannons flashing. I clean my gun and dream of Galveston. I still see her standing by the water, looking out to sea. And is she waiting there for me on the beach where we used to run? Galveston, oh Galveston, I am so afraid of dying before I dry the tears she's crying, before I watch your seabirds flying in the sun at Galveston, at Galveston.
Oh my god, even the oboe. It's so full of beautiful instruments. A trumpet is in there, then the orchestra comes from this side very beautifully. Drums are very mildly, you know, played. Guitar, bass, like the rock band is there, but it's so nicely you know, like the way the orchestra is incorporated is so warm and careful, and then the voice, oh my god, Glenn here is just like, that's what basically sold me the song. The feeling here of, I mean, in the story, you know, of the of his love when she was only 21 and the beach where they used to run, and it's beautiful music. It's a shame that we don't have this nowadays, but you know what, it's not so bad because we still have this. And that's the beauty of records. And it's like when I did the other day that time machine thing, a lot of people were like, pictures are my time machine, music is my time machine, because it brings you back to that moment when you first heard it, and also to the era, to the decade, like you listen to this and you're like, wow, this is like the 60s, it's a different time. When you watch a movie, that's a time machine, so you don't really have to travel there. You can just, that's why I think us humans like stuff from the past. Like when I see stuff from when I was 13, 14 years old, I get super excited because it's that that feeling, nostalgia, the nostalgia of being young, or a child. It just is very, very important, and it's a great tool to bring happiness to oneself, I think. Well, let's continue with I Was Right with Galveston. I did pronounce it correctly. So, beautiful song. Just chef's kiss. Fade out. This, for me, of course, this could have gone on for another 3 minutes. Beautiful guitar, bottom, bum, 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 and then the orchestra, bum, 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 and then the trumpet. Like it's so nice. It's a shame that it's only 2 minutes and 41 seconds, because you could, give me 40 minutes of this, literally. Like, literally for me, that Moody Blues album, Days of Future Past, that was one of the best albums I've heard ever in my life. I mean, I hold it as big as, Dark Side of the Moon, and it's just so good. And we did 2 years ago, we did side A, and we never knew that Tuesday Afternoon was there on there, and Nights in White Satin, because it only says the night and then it says afternoon. And I was like, well, when I saw side B, I was like, wow, like they do have songs that kind of sound alike, like by name. But then we actually discovered that it was Tuesday Afternoon, and oh my God, but it was like a longer version, because I had the best of the Moody Blues. My mom introduced me, and I was blown away. First time I heard Tuesday Afternoon, I was like, what is this? Like, because I was always into classical music, always. And I was literally, the first time I got an acoustic guitar, I was playing classical music on it, because I didn't know any other rock or anything. So it was just playing, classical scales and, trying to imitate Mozart and Bach on the guitar. So that was good. So when I heard that album, because in Pink Floyd, you never had that heavy orchestration, so I was a huge Pink Floyd fan at the time, Led Zeppelin. But then when I heard the rock incorporated with the heavy orchestration, that almost, it's not just orchestration, it's a whole freaking orchestra, like Star Wars, like that. Really, the full thing, and I was just, yeah. And this one sounds similar, so I'm all in, Okay, so the next one is Brooklyn Bridge, Worst That Could Happen. Here we go. This is a little bit longer, a couple of seconds only, but here we go.
Girl, I heard you're getting married. Heard you're getting married. This time you're really sure, and this is the end. They say you really mean it. This guy's the one that makes you feel so safe, so sane, and so secure. And baby, if he loves you more than me, maybe it's the best thing. Maybe it's the best thing for you. But it's the worst that could happen to me. I'll never get married. Never get married. You know that's not my scene. But a girl like you needs to be married. I've known all along you couldn't live forever in between. And baby, if he loves you more than me, maybe it's the best thing. Maybe it's the best thing for you. But it's the worst that could happen to me.
Beautiful.
And girl, I
The lyrics in this is, oh man, this is like, you're killing me here, JK. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. It's so true, you know. I've never been at the point where somebody's like, hey, I want to marry you, but you're gonna marry somebody else, but it would certainly be horrible. But beautiful choruses here. More than I don't hear any orchestration, but it's just great music and great lyrics. I think this man was an amazing lyricist to come up just with these hits, you know, for all these artists like Burt Bacharach. I think also is like just wonderful. It's like, I don't know, like these people, what were they? They were just blessed, you know, I guess, you know, musically blessed with the art of expressing, you know, poetry, you know, and in a song, and having these amazing musical talents to write a song, but also the lyrics. Sometimes you're gifted with music, you know, with the melody and with the chords and the coming up with the whole how it flows together. But then maybe you don't have the lyrics, you don't have the ability to write the lyrics. But if you have both, it's like, come on, that's just a different thing, you know. So yeah, beautiful song, also very short, so I'm kind of like, you know, I'm sorry for interrupting them, but you know, that's what we do here.
I don't really blame you for having a dream of your own. Hey girl, I don't really blame you. A woman like you needs a house and a home, baby. If he loves you more than me, maybe it's the best thing. Maybe it's the best thing for you. But it's the worst that could happen. Oh, yeah. Gonna get married. Girl, gonna get married. Never gonna marry. Gonna get married. Never gonna get married.
He's like, man, I'm never gonna get married because of you. It's pretty guilting someone into not doing a thing, but I get it, you know. Okay, now the wonderful Art Garfunkel, or Garfunkel. I think he is one of the most beautiful like voices ever recorded. But also, I mean, with Simon and Garfunkel, like when we did that full album on Patreon, that's just amazing. I'm sad that they parted ways, but they could. The good thing is both of them could hold their own as solo artists, and that's what they did. And but together, it's very special, that music of Simon and Garfunkel, but also separately made their mark. Watermark, here we go. Watermark, crying in my sleep. Here we go.
Took a walk around the yard. I dug the flowers till it got too hot. Smoked my first pack of cigarettes today. Then I went down to Lucy's old cafe. I put a half a case away. Took a sleeping pill and I tried to watch TV. But you know, baby, the leading lady looked too much like you for the likes of me. And I woke up crying in my sleep. I was talking to your pillow, and I reached out to touch your hand. I knocked the phone off the nightstand. Operator said, "Can I help you, please?" And I said, "No thanks, baby, tonight there ain't no help for me. See, I just had a bad dream. That's all that's wrong with me. See, I just had a bad dream." Went out to loosen up the car. Somehow I wound up at the Rainbow Bar. I had a scotch and soda on the run, but I didn't get too far. Then I ran down some friends I used to know. I dragged them out to see the show. I ran myself a bath and I tried to read your book. But you know, baby, this time it just didn't seem worth all the time it took. And I woke up crying in my sleep. I was talking to your pillow, and I reached out to touch your hand. I knocked the phone off the nightstand, and the operator said, "May I help you, please?" And I said, "No thanks, baby, tonight there ain't no help for me. You see, I just had a bad dream. That's all that's wrong with me. See, I just had a bad dream."
Wow. The lyrics. Oh man, it's so nice because you can really pay attention to the lyrics because it's not so wild. There's not so much going on. Like I've mentioned this a lot when we react to songs by bands, you know, like progressive rock and or stuff like that. Or just rock, you know, heavier stuff. We're both so focused on the instruments, you know. And here you can kind of like, it's just, you know, an acoustic guitar and very nice uh you know, the music is just very easy to digest, so you can really focus on the lyrics. And I love like everything he was saying, and basically everything that you can do that's not really healthy, you know. But yeah, so but beautiful. It's a thing that does happen a lot, you know, like to us all, I guess, that we wake up, we have this horrible dream, you know, of I don't know, like just falling, or one of our loved ones, you know, like something bad happens or the dog gets lost or something, and you just like terrified, and you wake up drenched, and like crying. So it happens to us all, I think. But beautiful lyrics again, and also the voice here is just amazing. He's just such a great singer. Let's continue. Wonderful. All right. This was Art Garfunkel. And what was this again from? What year? 1977. Yeah, it sounded a little bit more modern, from the other stuff, from the 60s stuff. But okay, so now we're going to go back again and listen to another Fifth Dimensions song. And this one is called, let's see, The Girl Song. All right, so let's check that out. Here we go.
I like to make a long distance call to a number in West LA. I've been trying to reach it all day, but no one answers. Tell me why was I so unkind? I hope he's still on that line, and I'll make it up to him if he hasn't changed his number. If he hasn't changed his mind. It's late, but please let it ring another time or two or three. He'd be hurt if he knew it wasn't me, and I was waiting for him. Why was I so unkind? I hope he's still on that line, and I'll make it up to him. Changed his number. If he hasn't changed his mind. Lonely person to lonely person.
So good. Oh man, it's one. I guess it's one thing to write these lyrics, but to be able to, and then you get the music. Of course, you have the sheet music. I mean, you do have the cues. You have, but then you do need the talent. You do need the talent to sing like this and to play. And I mean, yes, one thing is to write it down, and but also that's what's so beautiful about this, the collaboration of these composers and songwriters, and then you have the artists and the actual musicians and the singers, and that's when the magic happens, you know. And I'm sure, you know, when he heard this, he must have been like, my lord, I don't know if he thought it would come out this way, but it did. Like, it's such perfection. And then again, I was again, wow, this sounds so good. It sounds so ahead of its time. And then I look again, 67. It is a remaster, so it is remastered. It's not like in mono or anything, but it's beautiful. Also the octaves these people get to, and it's like bum 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 da, da, bum, bum, da. You know, like it's just, oh man, wonderful. Thank you. Really, really cool. I think let's make it happen. Part 3. Come on. I'm just kidding.
I hope he's still on that line, and I'll make it up to him. If he hasn't changed his number, if he hasn't changed his mind.
I don't know, is that a board? Yes. Beautiful. I knew it was a good idea to choose the longer version. There was a shorter version that JK, I think, told me, and I was like, nah, let's just do a longer one. I think that's where this part came in. So this was wonderful. Thank you so much, JK. I appreciate this very, very, very much. And so do I guess I'm sure the viewers will also love this, and all these songs were just very, very beautiful. Thank you for the reintroduction to this you know, amazing composer and writer, but also these bands, and you know, they do play a huge part in the realization of when it comes all together. So that's I think that's wonderful. But thank you so much. Let me know what you think. Which one was your favorite song? Where were you? How old were you? You know, that's, I think, always a fun game to play in the comment section. Let me know when you first heard this, and or maybe you've never heard one of these. Like, that's what happens a lot, you know. A lot of people are like, hey, I've never heard this before, and very interesting, even though it's from my time and I completely missed it. So that's the beautiful thing about this, you know, this channel. So let us know, comment below, and thank you so much for being here. I did enjoy this very, very much. Thank you so much once more, and I'll see you in the next video.